자, 이제 운영이를 부르고 있습니다. 보여나? 운영이 보여?
네?
이제 화면 보여?
네.
자, 이제 우리 한번, 기분을 좀 내가지고, 어느 정도 보여나 보자. 자, 파이널 터치다운. 자, 우리 운영이하고 나하고, 교도가자. 운영이가 먼저 1번 읽고 내가 운영이 따라 할게, 윤영이. 한번 읽어볼래? 윤영이가 먼저 읽고, 윤영이가 먼저 한번 읽어봐. 1번. 그럼 내가 따라서 1번 읽고, 또 2번 읽으면 내가 2번 따라 읽고 할게. 해봐.
2 minutes to play. Both teams were fighting for the football.
With only 2 minutes to play, both teams were fighting for the football.
It was the last home game for the seniors of Winston High, and they were determined to win.
It was the last home game for the seniors of the Winston High, and they were determined to win.
Since it had been a close game the whole evening, the best players of each team hadn't left the field.
Since it had been a close game the whole evening, the best players of each team hadn't left the field.
Once Winston High's coach finally knew that victory was theirs, all the seniors on the sidelines were allowed to play for the last few seconds.
Once Winston High's coach finally knew that the victory was theirs, all the seniors on the sidelines were allowed to play for the last few seconds.
One of the seniors, Ida, was especially happy.
One of the seniors, Ethan, was especially happy.
He had never played in any of the games before.
He had never played in any of the games before.
Now Eden was finally getting the chance to step onto the grass.
Now Ethan was finally getting the chance to step onto the grass.
When the rival team dropped the ball, one of our players recovered it and quickly ran down the field with it.
When the rival team dropped the ball, one of our players recovered it and quickly ran down the field with it.
Eden ran right after him to catch up.
Ethan, 여기까지 먼저, 9번까지. Ethan ran right after him to catch up.
As our player got closer to the end zone, he was Eden behind him on his left.
As our player got close to the end zone, he saw Ethan behind him on his left.
Instead of running straight ahead, the player kindly passed the ball to Eden so that he could score a touchdown.
Instead of running straight ahead, the player kindly passed the ball to Ethan so that he could score a touchdown. 자, 그 다음에 넘어갈게. 기다리죠. 읽어주세요.
All eyes were on Eden.
All eyes were on Ethan. With
the ball in his hand, everything seemed to to be moving in slow motion, like in a Hollywood movie.
With the ball in his hands, everything seems to be moving in slow motion, like in a Hollywood movie.
People keep their eyes on him as he made his way to the end zone.
People kept their eyes on him as he made his way to the end zone.
They saw him cross the goal line right before the clock ran out.
They saw him cross the goal line right before the clock ran out.
Unexpectedly, everyone in the crowd leaped to their feet with their hands in the air.
Unexpectedly, everyone in the crowd leaped to their feet with their hands in the air.
They were bursting with excited shouts and unending cheers for it.
They were bursting with excited shouts and unending cheers for Eton.
In this moment, all of Eden's hard work and dedication was being rewarded with glory.
In this moment, all of the Eton's hard work and dedication was being rewarded with glory.
Eden's touchdown didn't win the game, but it would be worth remembering.
Eton's touchdown didn't win the game, but it will be worth remembering.
By now, you're probably wondering why.
By now, you are probably wondering why. 자, 그 다음에 자, well,
Where Eden is only 5 feet tall, and his legs unnaturally bend away from each other.
well, Eden is only 5 feet tall and his legs unnaturally bend away from each other.
It is difficult for him to work, run, or move around.
It is difficult for him to walk, run, or move around.
Because of his condition, he decided to leave his crowd high school in the big city.
Because of his condition, he decided to leave his crowded high school in the big city.
He moved to our school in the middle of his first year in high school.
He moved to our school in the middle of his first year in high school.
The following summer, he asked the coach if he could join the football team as a sophomore.
The following summer, he asked the coach if he could join the football team as a sophomore.
Coach wasn't sure at first, but in the end, he allowed Eden to come to practice.
The coach wasn't sure at first, but in the end, he allowed Ethan to come to practice.
Regardless of his physical difficulties, Eden worked just as hard as every other player on the team.
Regardless of his physical difficulties, Ethan worked just as hard as every other player on the team.
put his heart and soul into practice every day.
Although he knew he would never be a valuable player in any of the team's game, he poured his heart and soul into practice every day. 자, over time.
However, Eden became valuable to the team in different ways.
Over time, however, Ethan became valuable to the team in different ways.
His passion for the game was an inspiration to all his teammates.
His passion for the game was an inspiration to all his teammates.
Because Eden motivated and encouraged them, they became his most passionate fans.
Because Ethan motivated and encouraged them, they became his most passionate fans.
Day in and day out, seeing Eden's smile, positive attitude, and hard work lift everyone's spirits.
Day in and day out, seeing Ethan's smile, positive attitude, and hard work lift everyone's spirits.
Right before every game, Eden would always work, be in the middle of the group, offering motivational work.
Right before every game, Ethan would always be in the middle of the group offering motivational words.
He had a special talent for calming people down and bringing out the best in them.
He had a special talent for calming people down and bringing out the best in them.
Eden was also Winston High's loudest supporters.
Ethan was also Winston High's loudest supporter.
He always observed each play carefully from the sidelines.
He always observed each play carefully from the sidelines.
Although he wasn't the one making the extra plays on the field, Eden's mind was always right there with his teammates.
Although he wasn't the one making the actual play on the field, Ethan's mind was always right there with his teammates.
Everyone could sense his love for football, and the coaches admired his
Commitment. Everyone could sense his love for football, and the coach admired his commitment. 4.
For the past 3 years, Eden has been schooling us all in the game of life.
For the past 3 years, Ethan has been schooling us all in the game of life.
He always reminds us that everyone is important to a team's success. Though the role on the team may be small.
He always reminds us that everyone is important to team success, though their role on the team may be small.
Instead of putting all his effort into trying to be the team's best player, he has done everything he can to make the team better.
Instead of putting his all effort into trying to be the team's best player, he has done everything he can to make the team better.
The student has shown us that lifting up those around us is also of great work.
As Ethan has shown us, lifting up those around us is also of a great worth.
When we help others shine, the light will shine on us in return.
When we help others shine, their light will shine on us in return.
Yes, sometimes there is something better than being the best.
Yes, sometimes there is something better than being the best. 아, 언니 참 너무 어릴 때 교육 잘 받았구나. 너무 멋있다. 생일 숙제 낸 거 부담 갖지 말고 윤영아, 그냥 적당하게 한번 최소한도로 한 번은 스펠 아웃 한번 써봐야 되지 않을까? 어떻게 생각하니?
네?
한 번은 본문을 어디 써봐야 되지 않을까?
네.
한 번은 이렇게 그 연습장에다 한번 써보든지 해봐라. 알았지?
네.
우리 다음에 언제인지 아나? 내일 아니야?
네, 모르겠어요.
우리 그 사진 찍어놓은 거 있잖아, 시간표.
네.
우리 3시 반이다, 내일은. 그래, 끊을게. 잘 있어. 나갈게, 이쪽으로.